Hello guys, welcome back to Rybrook TV and welcome to the BMW iX. Now you're probably wondering, why on earth are we showing a BMW iX again? We've already featured it quite a few times. If you want to see our full in-depth walk around and first drive of the iX40, please use the link in the top of the screen. Now there's a clue. This one isn't a 40. This is the iX50 and it's got more power and, more importantly, a bigger battery. So what's this one like? Well, I'm going to take it for a drive to go and find out. The iX50 was the flagship of the iX when it first came out. Now though, we do have the M60, so this is now the middle of the range. On the subject of range, the 50 is actually fitted with a bigger battery than that of the 40, so we've actually got a claimed range of around 380 miles on a full charge, which is pretty exceptional, to be honest. That's internal combustion engine levels. And we've also got more power, this being a 50. So we've got around 530 horsepower, which means that the 0 to 62 mile an hour sprint time has dropped to just 4.6 seconds. So what does that feel like? Well, we've got a national speed limit zone here. I'm going to put my foot down. Yep. It's just like any electric car that I've been in that's quick. Oh, the acceleration is exceptional. It just pins you in. If you've not experienced an electric car, please go and experience one. Come to us, come and experience one of our electric cars at Rybrook BMW or any of our Rybrook sites, because they drive very differently to a petrol or to a diesel, to an internal combustion engine car, because the second you press that throttle, oh, you've got all that power immediately. And this car feels lightning quick on the throttle. But it's not just the acceleration that impresses. When I first drove an iX last year, it was a 40. This is the first time I've driven a 50, as I've mentioned. I was so impressed by its road manners. And this 50 is exactly the same. It feels superb on the road. The comfort in this car is brilliant. We're on a really quite bumpy, brittle, all over the place British B road, and it's so comfortable. It's handling the bumps and undulations and potholes and things with an incredible composure and ease. It is mighty, mighty impressive how this car handles our awful roads here in the UK. It's an incredible long distance cruiser, it really is. I love the way the iX drives, and when I first saw it all that time ago I thought, oh, that doesn't look like a BMW, it's not going to drive like a BMW. But no, cast aside those expectations, because this car still feels like a BMW to drive, which is the most important thing to me as a petrol head, that this electric, all electric BMW still has those characteristics of a traditional BMW. And this does. It just obviously feels a bit more futuristic with the look and the interior. What do you think of the look? iX has been around for a while now, and I am fairly sure it's growing on the vast majority of people. It's still quite controversial. It was very different, obviously, when it first came out. But I think it's growing on a lot of people. I think in certain specifications it actually looks quite elegant. It looks very, very futuristic. There's no doubt about that, just as the i3 was when they brought that out all those years ago. The interior is superb. The operating system 8 curve control that sort of hovers in the dashboard is now started to make its way into different BMW models. But this was one of the first to have that, and it still looks so crisp and modern. You've obviously got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And as you heard there, gesture control, so I can use my hand to turn the volume up, to accept, to decline a call, to change the radio station, to change all sorts of different things. These seats are incredibly comfortable as well. The whole interior is put together so well. It feels like a really high-end, expensive luxury item in here. It just does. It's a beautiful place to sit. The view out is spectacular as well. You can place the car nice and easy on the road. This hexagon-shaped steering wheel takes some getting used to start with, but it actually works, strangely. You kind of think, oh, what is that when you first jump in? But honestly, you actually get used to it really quickly, and you find yourself almost resting your hands on the bottom bit here and driving it like this. It actually works really well, which is really strange. I didn't think it would. But the main thing, obviously, with the iX is how quick it is. The 50, I must say. It's obviously got a much bigger range. It's got more power. This is probably the one that you'd want to go for. Obviously the M60 is even more powerful and ludicrous, but this I think is bob on. Obviously that 380 miles of range is very, very difficult to achieve here in the UK because obviously our fluctuation in temperatures, etc, etc. But you're going to get over 300 regardless, which is brilliant if you ask me. And then this car can charge at up to 350 kilowatts, and given in the UK you're actually going to struggle to find one of those, you're going to be charging at 50 kilowatts the vast majority of the time. It's still going to charge pretty quickly. And if you can find a 200 kilowatts, it's going to go from 10% to 80% in around 35 minutes. So what you need to do is stop off, and most of these chargers are obviously at service stations or by a McDonald's. So all you need to do is stop, plug the car in, go and have a bite to eat, maybe do some work on your laptop, because let's be honest, the vast majority of these cars are going to be bought by business users because of the low benefit in kind. But all you need to do is just plug it in, charge it, have a lovely day, do a bit of work on your laptop, have some food, have a coffee, jump back in, you're going to be fully charged, another 300 plus miles of range to go. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And as I say, the iX drives superbly. The acceleration is, well, pretty exceptional. And then as you get to the twisty stuff, its road manners for a big car like this are actually incredibly impressive. Yes, it's not a Lotus Exige, but it's so good for a car of this size. You've got great feedback through the steering wheel. You can place the car nicely on the road. It's not going to break any lap records, but you're not going to buy a car like this to break any lap records. You're buying it because it's a big, soft, comfortable cruiser. And for that, it's brilliant. It's so quiet in here, so refined, so beautifully trimmed, and you've got, that additional performance if you wanted to use it. I think the 50 is a cracking car in the iX range, and if you want any more information on the BMW iX, or any BMW for that matter, please use the link in the description of this video to contact your nearest Rybrook BMW retailer. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and well, very soon I'm getting my hands on the new BMW M2. Boy, am I excited for that. So please hit that notifications button so you'll be notified the second that video comes out, and I'll see you guys again really soon.